Top 5 Best Chef Knife. Number 5. Pick Global G28. If you know how to handle a knife in the kitchen, the Global G2 won't steer you wrong. While my Shun Classic 10 will always hold a special place in my heart for being one of the first and most durable knives I ever owned, throughout my time in culinary school and working in kitchens after, I always pined for a Global G2. Ultralight, ultra-thin, and highly maneuverable, Global knives are known for their deceptively simple design and craftsmanship. Stamped from a single plate of chrome of 18 stainless steel and strengthened with 18% chromium, the Global G2 isn't a knife for the faint of heart. The one drawback of the single stamp design of this Japanese knife is that the Global G2 is extremely fragile. Number 4. Pick Victorinox FIBO. Used by professional prep cooks the world over, the Victorinox FIBO is a budget workhorse for the rest of us. Before you immediately scroll onto the next pick upon looking at the price and cheap build quality of the Victorinox FIBO straight edge 8-inch chef's knife, hear me out. During my time as both a line cook and sous chef bouncing around from kitchen to kitchen, whether I was working at a hole-in-the-wall trattoria or a Michelin-rated fine dining establishment, I couldn't go anywhere without finding a healthy stash of these on the cutting boards of some of the top chefs in the world, and for good reason. When properly sharpened and taken care of over time, Victorinox knives can stand edge to edge with other knives 10 times the cost. Number 3. Pick Mac Knife Holo. The Mac Holo edge will slice through vegetables and protein like nobody's business. The Mac Holo Edge 10 chef's knife doesn't look like any of the other selections we have on this list, but it's built that way for a very specific reason. Thanks to its hollow edge and dimpled imprints along the base of the knife, you can cut almost any vegetable with rapid fire speed and accuracy, without worrying about everything piling up on your cutting board in a disorganized mess. And thanks to its fine angled tip and hyper-thin 2.5mm profile, the Mac is also just as good at quickly breaking down meat, and digging around in the sensitive bits so you always get the cleanest cuts possible. At 7.7 ounces it falls in the middle of the spectrum when it Number 2. Pick Woff Icon 8. The Woff Icon 8 is a comfortable upgrade from the company's classic line of slicers and dicers. Speaking of reputations, it's hard to find one that has a longer and stronger history in the cooking world than that of Woff. Proudly German from the start, the level of craftsmanship and expertise that goes into every Woff knife is truly something to marvel at. And this is no more apparent than in the latest Icon release of their classic chef's knife lineup. That's why we have the Woff Icon 8 as our second best overall knife. Woff is notorious for being the stick in the mud of the bunch, barely making even the slightest changes to their design over the past 50 years and counting. Number 1. Pick Editor's Choice Shun. The Shun Classic 10 is the best all-around pick for aspiring home chefs everywhere. If any of my old chefs are reading this, I know, and I apologize, but the Shun Classic 10 was my first real knife outside of what I got in my college kit, and despite its muddled reputation, it's still easily one of the best chef knives for the masses. For all the hate that Shun gets for being a corporate sellout knife maker that used to be good from chefs and line cooks alike, there's no denying that for the home cook, it pretty much doesn't get any better than the Shun Classic 10. Shun has gotten a bad rap in the food industry over the past several years, With many lifelong devotees trotting out the old, they don't make M like they used to line anytime the company is brought up in a conversation about what makes a good knife. Forged with 33 layers of high-carbon VG10 steel at a 16-degree angle, the Shun Classic is the perfect beginner's knife for anyone who's looking to upgrade their cutlery game and want a knife that will last them for the long haul. Check out the description for more information in latest price.